What is up, legends? We are back. Another HypeWatch, another weekend of the HypeWatch. So, a lot has gone on this week. This week's HypeWatch is interesting. Not going to be as hype as last week. Last week was, I don't think I can match that. That was just a lot of stuff. Some interesting stuff going on this week, and something I'm going to talk about at the end that a few devs approached me on and basically put me up on some game, and I want to put you guys up on the same game that they put me up on. And it changes your whole outlook on how you actually look about how games go. So, as always, we're going to get right into it. Like and subscribe if you want to hang around and just see content, because literally it's like the most consistent content channel, really, when it comes to Gacha gaming. At least I'm not going to say PC gaming, because there's people, who've been doing PC gaming a long time, and I'm not going to try to be like I'm more consistent than them, but definitely Gacha. There ain't nobody else doing as much as I am, so they can say whatever. Nobody else is doing as much as I am. Going into that, Guilty Gear Strive, bam, it is going with its rollback soon, and on top of that, we have cross-platform, which is weird that this is first. Shouldn't you do rollback before you do this? Anyway, this is really big for the fighting game fans out there, because I like Strive, and I'm one of the people. I like Strive more than Xrd, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Holy crap, what the hell?" It's because I didn't play Xrd before I played Strive. I played Strive, and then I went back and played Xrd, and I was like, you can see the updated stuff. You get that XR just has more as a game and more freedom, but I just like the way Strive looks. It's like I feel like I'm going back, and I just can't. So I'm thankful that they're doing the open beta test right now for cross-platform, and we're gonna see how it rolls. And you see that's actually going to be on the 3rd of next week. Yeah, that's next week is starting. So have at it, moving along. Roller Drama. Now, Roller Drama is on both iOS, which is interesting, and Steam. And what this basically is kind of like a visual novel / RPG / roller derby, and it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's different, something that I haven't seen in a while, and you'll see if you mess around with it. It is up right now for $13.99, and you can get the bundle right there, because they got another version as well. So if you want to mess around with that, you also get a little preview of it and everything else like this. Obviously somebody is playing it right now. This is a video, by the way, that they put up, an official video. So if you want to get a little bit of a taste of it, you can. Next up, we have, if you remember Hero Wars, those of you who remember Hero Wars was an Android game and a PC game. It's getting a remake called Nightwalker, and this is the Asian version of it. I think there actually is a global version of this as well. I couldn't find it, but unless it got canceled, that could be a thing too, because Nexon is like Square, like, just get it out of here. Oh, side note, which we're not actually going to show. Square is actually getting rid of a few games, and I know one of them is Die. Die is out of here. So I kind of expected that, because nobody was playing it, nobody was covering it, and that's mainly because it just had bad netcode. And I don't know why companies don't just understand, like, if nobody can properly play your game without lagging, nobody's going to play the game, which means you're not going to make any money. So, I don't know, Square is... Speaking of which, I was ahead of myself. I knew I had it in there, but I should have just did it. I thought I took it out, but I didn't take it out. So DQ Die, as you guys can see, is going down. And normally I don't do these types of things and talk about this type of stuff, but I want to talk about this. This game, again, just the same way like with First Soldier, died because of netcode. It really isn't a bad game. It doesn't deserve to actually die. This is straight up a netcode thing. It's straight up people were lagging, people could not play it properly. And then they had a few times where they put stuff on banners that people were like, this isn't fair. And that's just, you just can't have all that as a concert together. It's just going to go down and go bad. And a lot of people ask why I don't like this, say, hey, this got shut down or stuff like this. Is because I was personally told by devs and game companies that they don't like that. Like, and I understand it, which is why I said that, you know, it is profiting off of misfortune of others. You know, so people getting fired for this type of stuff. I'm out here making money off videos saying they got, like, this is canceled. I don't feel good about that. That's disgusting in my opinion. Like, you're not supposed to do stuff like that. And I was actually told last year that companies dislike that, and when they see stuff like that, if it's publications, YouTubers, whoever it is, like Twitter accounts, stuff like this, they don't work with them. They automatically become blacklisted. So I was like, oh, okay. So GG. Next up is Various Daylight. Now, Various Daylight, for whatever reason, is $21. Like, this is a... look who does it. Like, Square... And they being nice to me right now, and I'm beating them up right now. Because I'm beating, like, dog, like, what do you... I get a headache. I don't know who's running the mobile division at Square, but I need to definitely talk to them because they need to be fired. I'm sorry. Like, holy crap, man. Anyway. This is actually a cool game. If you like Sims, it's basically like you have like a party game slash RPG, JRPG type of game. And you basically go through a Sims type of atmosphere. It's like Sims 4, but put in Final Fantasy, which is essentially what happens. And you get a good little thing out of it. It does not need to be $21 though, but you know, whatever. Seven Deadly Sins is getting a sequel, which is interesting, considering the anime is just like, who knows what the anime doing. But it's getting a sequel, and we're going to be seeing all new characters, and I'm actually going to see how the emulator situation is working for this game. And if they're doing a sequel, I will come back for the sequel. I have not played this game in, I think, 2 years. I think it's been that long. It's since the last video that I actually played this game. So yeah, look at the trending. Tifa Xbox Pass, a Cutie Pie 2 final episode. What the hell is that? I don't even want to know. Secret Wars. Interesting. Anyway, so this is gonna be hype. I'm definitely gonna actually today, and you may see a video soon. I'm gonna spoil today. May see a video soon. I have to see what the emulator situation is like, because that's one of the reasons why I had stopped, because it just wasn't stable on emulation, and I was getting frustrated, and I was like, I'm good. I'm just not going to do this. All right, so Magic of Destiny next up is a tower defense magic card roguelike type of game. That's a lot of stuff to actually say at once. It barely has any downloads, as you can see right there. This is actually pretty accurate right here. So it just recently came out, as you can see, yesterday, and I'm doing this on Friday morning. Like the show, people always ask, you doing it on Sunday? Like, sir, Friday. This is literally when I'm doing it right now. Like, no, I don't know if this genre can handle much more tower defense. If you notice, the only tower defense game that basically crossed over a little bit mainstream is Arc Knights. Now, I am not a major fan of Arc Knights. I like the anime though. Anime lit. Not a fan of Arc Knights the game, but the anime is lit. That's the only one that really crossed over hardcore, streamlined mainstream. All the rest of the tower defense games just remain niche. Sadly, Counterside is among those, which I just wish Counterside was crossed over and became mainstream, but it just never did. And it never will, probably, which is unfortunate, but you know, everything is not meant to be successful. Next up is Elysium Infinity, and this game actually makes me sick. But That doesn't make it a bad game. It's actually a kind of cool game action-wise and stuff like this. A little bit glitchy if you can actually get it to work properly on emulation. LD player didn't work properly. You would miss frames and everything else. Moomoo player did though. Did not try Blue Stacks. Didn't even bother because once Moomoo does something 60 FPS, I just keep it on that. With that said though, the reason why it made me sick is that this game doesn't stay at 60. And I can't play games that don't stay at the steady frame rate. I get sick. I just get literally just can't do it. And it's unfortunate. I think this is a really cool game, but it's just one of those that I can't do, which is why you're just not going to see me review it, because I actually tried to mess around with it and play it, and I played 10 minutes and my eyes almost fell out my head. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. The FPS does not stay at steady 60. It just goes back and forth between 45 to 60, and I just couldn't do it. Some of y'all probably be like, what you talking about? It's not everybody that happens to. It's a very small percent of the population, and I happen to be in that percent that can't handle stuff like that. So, it's what it is. There's just games that I just can't play. Borderlands. I can't play Borderlands because Borderlands historically does that, and I'm just giving up on that franchise because all of them do it, from 1 all the way to 3, which kind of sucks. So is what it is. This game, let me translate this real quick. It's actually called Only Victory, and this is interesting because this is again tower defense, but it's moving tower defense where you just go through the map and try to fight your way through things, which is interesting. And the retro feel is actually catching on. Again, Vampire Saver fad and everything else. So everybody's trying to make these games, get them out, and people are just snatching them up. They're just becoming popular. I can't be mad at them. Next up is Mini Elon. First of all, Elon, really? Really? Anyway, this game is cool. It is a stealth game where you need to make it through maps and not get caught by stuff, and get special treasures, take down things. You like a ninja. It's kind of awesome. Not something I would do on my channel, but I wanted to put it here because this game kind of awesome. So try it out. Free. Not a lot of downloads. Just came out, so rock it. YouTuber life. Now, I actually talked about this before. Previously, my boy Kang Gaming, he actually played this up on his channel and did a review on it. So if you want to check out Kang Gaming and check out his review on it, he did an actually really good job of showcasing the game. And it's one of those things where you actually get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be me and other content creators. It's kind of cute, kind of funny and interesting, and it is $6.99. That's not that bad. It ain't $21. So if you want to just try to mess around with it, it's like Sims, but you're a YouTuber. So next up we have Valiant Force 2. Valiant Force 2 is actually coming out February 16th. So we got about 19 days until it comes out. Obviously, this is waifu bait times 1 million. The gameplay is actually really cool because it's strategic type of gameplay. And for those of you who front mission or those types of games, and Final Fantasy, Brave, Exvius, and World of Visions, that is same thing, but that type of game. And it's heavy waifu, heavy waifu. All the waifus back from the first Valiant Force with new girls on top of that. They even got more dudes this time around, and I think that this is gonna stick around for a little while. It has good gameplay, and like I said, the waifu bait is just there. Everybody thick in this game, all of them. So that should make somebody happy. And the one pre-reg that we have right now is Brotato Preview. This is another Vampire Savior clone. Just 20 minutes to dawn, the type of stuff. If you're into that stuff, I like to at least, when I see one that might be, kind of cool, this seems like it's going to be kind of cool. Put it out there for you so you can just rock it out. And, that's just that. And last but not least is the Hype. And Granblue Fantasy. Now, this is the fighter version of the game. We are talking about two different Granblues as far as the hype of the week. Now, first of all, if you're into fighting games, and you know I like my dark skin white, can you not? Zooey is so cute. So they are getting an update for this game, and it's a crazy update. Like, they're adding so much PvE stuff to the game that I always felt that the game lacked. The PvE, the actual overall game systems itself is getting upgraded, so it's going to be more combo based. They getting rollback, they getting crossplay, like all of this stuff right here. So this game is probably the next up and coming game that's going to be hype until Street Fighter comes in June. I believe this one's going to be in March though. So, you know, just make sure that if you're going to hop into this one, pick up the Legendary Edition because it's going to have all of the DLC. But if you want to just not do that, you can actually go ahead and pick up the standard version, which is only $20. And, you know, play with the standard characters and everything else with this. But like I said, they're going to be updating this, and it's going to be lit. Trust me. If you're a fighting game fan, or if you're looking to get into fighting games and you want something that won't be too crazy to get into, this is it. In my opinion, this is one of the easier games to get into that can get skillful. And you have a lot of fun, and they got PvE stuff in it too, that if you don't want to just deal with people, there's plenty of stuff to actually do and play and have some fun with. You know, get some story, get some nice, you know, graphics and cinema going on. I think this is a good, you know, my first fighting game type of thing. So just putting it out there. And last but not least, on the other side of the Granblue is Relink. Now, this is not going to be like a multiplayer type of game. This is a JRPG, you know, hands down, but it is going to be a lit game. If there's a game that you are probably going to want to pre-register and snatch up, it's going to cost like $59.99, I believe. I think that's the price. But anyway, it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. Trust me. This you're just going to have to play this game. You just will. It's going to be really good. It's like, technically, this is Genshin before Genshin. If we're being real, like that's how this game actually, well, the series actually is. It's just like Genshin before Genshin. But trust me, check out some trailers and everything else. I'm not going to put a trailer on this video because I already know it's going to flag. There's no way in hell it's not going to flag because it's this worldwide phenomenon type of thing, type of game. It's going to flag. So we just not going to do that. And if it don't flag now, it eventually will. So I'm just not even going to waste time on that. But with that said, that's all I got for you guys. And this week, this was actually, you know, a lot of fun this week, a lot of interesting stuff this week. Not a lot of pre-reg stuff, you know, because, you know, things are just going to be a little bit, this is supposed to be the dead time of the year, but it sure as hell ain't right now. Oh, what the hell happened? I'm happy because I got stuff to do, but this is supposed to be the dead time of the year, which is why there's not much pre-reg as far as Android stuff. But PC then lost their mind and just decided to throw everything in January or February. I'm like, holy crap, what happened? Yeah, I was like, what happened to holiday season? They was like, nah, hold my beer. We doing it January. So it's what it is. So before we go, I have done a few videos, and in those videos, I talk about my discontent with how Android dev people, their game designs for games, specifically Eminence, you know, Decay, and games of those structures are bad. Like, it doesn't even make sense from them actually trying to make money. Like, because it's actually counterproductive to them making money. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I've been harping on that for a while. And it's like, I'm confused because I was like, you're supposed to be in business to make people want to spend and encourage it. And what you're really doing is running people out your game, and nobody's going to spend. You're going to end up like Dragon Quest die and then get canceled. Like, I don't get it. And I'm saying it, like, I've been saying it for a while. So a few devs, because I'm in dev discords and communities, because obviously you guys know I'm making a game on Unreal. So I reached out to a lot of people because I want to personally if you're gonna be a lead game designer and a dev, you need to know how to do it yourself. And what I've been doing the past year is I've been educating myself and teaching and learning Unreal and Unity, by the way. But Unity is kind of like a side project for if and when I want to make my mobile game, I'm gonna do it on Unity. But I'm making my PC game on Unreal. So I've been learning both at the same time, and I reached out to them, and they were like overjoyed, and I was like shocked. Because I thought people was gonna be like, oh, this YouTuber, what the hell is this? And everything else. People were really, really nice. And I wish I had done it years ago, to be honest with you. I wish I had done it years ago. I've met a lot of game devs and a lot of people, famous game devs, and just, indie stuff, and like people that I never thought that I would actually meet, and very established AAA companies just befriending me and following me on Twitter and being nice and helping me out on my game with like no compensation acts or anything else like that. Like I like, hey, do you want to I want me to drop you a few dollars? Like no, and like I don't want to have somebody do something for free and then like feel like they were robbed or something like that. But people are really, really nice, so they all watch my channel and watch some of the stuff, and some of them comment and everything else like that, and some of my Discord, and again, like I said, follow me on Twitter. And a few pulled me in, and it was like, you have a misconception about something. And I was like, what I do wrong? And he's like, they've been watching my video, and they said most of these Android dev companies, they have game designers or dev leads who are not actually educated to be those things. And that's why you're so frustrated, because their game designs don't exist. They aren't trained to have game design. So when they put things together, it's just bad. And that's the reason why it's bad. He's like, now look up these people, see if they have any type of credentials or backgrounds, where they came from. Like, he literally told me this is somebody who was, he's literally a millionaire. Now, literally a millionaire, and like I deeply respect him. So if he says the moon is gonna fall, I'm gonna believe the moon is gonna fall, because he has no reason to just make anything up. And he's like, look these people up and see where they're from. He's like, in most cases with Android devs and these companies, it's somebody who has backing in the game. They might have a little bit of gaming knowledge or something like that, but they have not gone to school for it. They have not gotten trained. They don't have any credentials for it. They're just somebody in the position who probably gave $1 million. And I was like, wow. Like, you throwing a lot of people like under the bus or running them over back and forward. And he was like, it's not about throwing them under the bus. He's like, it's about what's the reality of the situation. And he sees people like me who are game reviewers frustrated, and he's like, you're frustrated because you're expecting them to actually know how to do this properly. And that paused me. Like, I was like, wow. Like, that actually changed my whole outlook, and it makes a whole lot of sense now. It just does. Now, it just makes a whole lot of sense why some of this stuff is happening. And he's like, they probably are backers in the company. They probably have they probably spent like, $5, maybe even $10 million. And now, like, and stuff like this, and they're like, it's their company, so they can be the lead. The same way that I'm trying to do what I'm doing right now, I'll be put in that same position. But me personally, I'm trying to learn and make sure that I know how to do something properly. He's like, you really think that everybody's going to do what you're doing right now? If they have like $1 million or $5 million, $10 million, they're just going to do that and sit there and say, hey, I want this, and this to work. And then I don't care who's mad about it. Just get the money. And I didn't even know what to say. And he's like, now go look them up. And I actually, to be honest with you, I went to like so many companies and tried to look up the game designers and devs, and none of them, 90%, don't have credentials. Like, I don't know where they came from. It's like they hardly even exist in life. Like, and it's crazy. Like I started looking up stuff like, and I looked up stuff in like in AAA companies too. And surprisingly, in AAA companies, those people don't have LinkedIn's. Those are the people they have very little things up on them. Now, granted, it's a little bit unfair because not everybody's going to put all their stuff out there on things like LinkedIn and then have, you know, career builder stuff and stuff like that. But anybody who is professional and has some type of track record, that is what you're supposed to have. That is like your social security number, like, or not your social, like your social security card. Like you're supposed to have a business card up. You're supposed to, like, when people look you up the same way I'm doing, you're supposed to have that. When you don't have that in this line of work, that's sus. It just is. Like there's just no excuse for that. You're supposed to have those type of things up. People who shouldn't, if you're on that type of position of power, you are supposed to have a calling card. That is just not professional, that somebody can look up your credentials and you don't exist. So it's a wow. It's just a wow when I started looking at the stuff. And surprisingly, some of the game companies that we harp on, like Netmarble and Boat Train and stuff like this, they have people who have credentials, which makes me even more confused about those companies. like bruh. Boat Train has people who have credentials, like, which they're one of the first people I went to look up. Netmarble has people who have credentials, like, long time, like, you know, they have a lot of games under their belts and stuff like this. Nexon has people who have credentials. Not all of the people there, but people, like, who should know better, who should make better games than what they're making. There's people there who exist like that. Square does. I think that might be a rule in Square, because almost every damn body in Square has the stuff that you can see. Like I think that just might be a rule for that particular company, because everybody got their calling card up and you can see what they do and what they've been and everything else like this. And Nintendo has that. Surprisingly, as bad as Nintendo is when it comes to how they handle people, Nintendo has that as well. So hope I enlighten you, because I was enlightened, and I hope you go and look up people the same way that I look up people. And like my reasoning for this is to hold people accountable for bad gaming, bad design, so they can't hide behind stuff like dev notes and make it sound like, hey, I know what I'm doing and everything. No, you don't. Like, no, you don't. We can't have that no more, because it's just wasting everybody's time and money at this point. And we just got to start calling that stuff out and making it so that game devs and game companies make games properly now, so they're held accountable for that, because it's your money and it's your time. Like, you don't get that back. You just don't. So my goal in all this, the same way that I would like to be held accountable, is I'm holding companies accountable when they do stuff like this. Like, you just don't get to just do nonsense all the time just because you're a company and just say, hey, like, you don't have to play. You know, you just don't get to do that anymore. Like, we're in 2023 right now. You're supposed to just make good content because you know you can make good content, because you know better. Don't just try to get away with doing any old nonsense and putting any old person in a position to do nonsense and just think it's okay. It's not okay anymore. So I'll catch you guys next video. Be legendary and think about what I just showed you guys. Peace. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.